static chanting, I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy names which are to be avoided, written by Sri Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of 10 gods like Shiva or Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in persons to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to my imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit simple activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the holy name of the Lord. Number 10, to not have complete faith on the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments. Even after understanding so many instructions on this matter, it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against his offenses in order to achieve the desired success, that is Krishna Prema. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. But before moving on to the session, I would like to know who are all present on the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Balavrinda.
Hare Krishna, Balavrinda. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Balavrinda, for joining the call.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and very nice chanting, Mataji. Even Balavrinda also, she's also chanting so nicely.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. I was expecting your effulgent face to be shown, Mataji. Never mind. I think we can see you during the introduction. Anyone else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, and pranams.
Hare Krishna, Valli Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and thank you so much for your thought-provoking questions also after the calls. Hare Krishna. Anyone who would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sundarangi Mataji. Very good. Dear devotees, I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So today we will be moving on to the next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Samarpan, Gopa Prabhu. And before moving on to the session, I would like to hand over call to our dear Sundarangi Radha Mataji to give brief introduction about His Grace Samarpan Gopa Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please take over. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Samarpan Gopadas Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Here is a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Prabhuji is from Maharashtrian Brahmin family by birth, and his previous name, before initiation, his name was Sumit Kelkar from Nasik. And Prabhuji has done BE on mechanical branch from PBG's COET Pune in 2005. He was a throughout among past three toppers. And Prabhuji has worked for 2 years in NELSAP Pune in CAD, CFD. Prabhuji has done MTech in thermal engineering, and he is a gold medalist from NITK, Surat Kal, a National Institute of Technology in Karnataka in 2009. Prabhuji has completed MTech project in IISc Bangalore in CFD in Aerospace Department in 2009 with selection as GE. Prabhuji's GE Foundation Scholar, and Prabhuji has also worked in FMC Tech Hyderabad for 6 months and then worked for Romax Tech Pune for around 1.5 years in CAD. Prabhuji has dedicated life to serve humanity by personally trying to apply wisdom of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhuji teach or share it with others from 2011 in ISKCON Pune as Brahmachari. Prabhuji has completed 2-year Bhakti Vedanta Vidyapit course of systematically studying of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita for 2 years full time. From 2015 to 2017, which includes Bhakti Vaibhava with His Grace Radhesyam Prabhu at GEV. Prabhuji also visited IIT Madras, SRM Chennai, SCOE, COEP, SAE for guiding students or youth by teaching principles of Bhagavad Gita and Vedic wisdom, rendered service in traveling Sankirtana bus party distributions, and Prabhuji has distributed Srila Prabhupada's books for 3 years in villages of Maharashtra. All glories to all Prabhuji's wonderful services. Thank you so much, Mataji. Here was a brief introduction about today's speaker. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Thank you so much about giving that a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Yes, services of Prabhuji is never ending, I hope, and very beautiful services Prabhuji is doing. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Mukti Sangha Japa conference call. So today's session of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is will be given by His Grace Samarpan Gopa Prabhu, and it is from Canto 8, Chapter 3 and Text 25. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving us your valuable time of association. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So my humble obeisances to all of you. One shot of the Rudrashik was in the Hare Krishna. So we begin with Mangalacharya. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yaprabrajantamanape tapeta krityam Vaipayano virahaka tara ajuhava Uttreti tanmayataya tarabo bhimedus Tam sarva bhutadayam manimanatosmi Yasyanubhavamakhilashrutisaramekam Adhyatma deepa atiti rishatam tamondham Samsarina karunaya purana guhyam Tam vyasa upayami guru munina Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saras vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama bhaktir bhavati naishtiki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nanda gopa kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हे चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कम करोति वाचालं पंगुं गायते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। भूतैर्महद्भेर्य इमां पुरा प्रभो निर्माय शेते यतमोषपूरुषः भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मकः त्वालङ्कृशिष्टभगवान् वचांसि मे तथा हरौ भगवती नृणां भक्तिर्भविष्यति सर्वात्मन्यखिलाधारी इति सङ्कल्पवर्मणे। Hare Krishna. So I welcome all of you for this Srimad Bhagavatam class, which happens in the morning at your place. Right? Here it is beginning of evening. So how we do here, Mataji? Generally, we recite the verse or
Yes,
online.
Prabhu.
How do you do? Means,
No, you can recite it. We all will recite it on mute. I
on
can
your
recite the
own.
verse, yeah. Yeah.
So I can recite thrice and read the translation and purport, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Wonderful. So today we are fortunate to contemplate, hear or speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 25. What is the title? The Gajendra's prayers, in essence. Prayers of surrender, I think. I don't know. What is the title exactly? Can someone say? The title of the chapter? The Prabhupada is titling the chapter Gajendra's prayers of
Yes,
surrender.
Prabhu. Gajendra's prayers of surrender.
Yeah, thank you. So beautiful chapter, and in that today we are discussing text 25. Jiji vishena ham iham muya kim antar bahischavbrute phanonya ichchami kale nanayasya viplavas tasyatmaloka varanasya moksham. Jiji vishena ham iham muya kim अन्तर्बहिश्चावृतभयोन्यः इच्छामि कालेन न यस्य विप्लवस् तस्यात्मलोकावरणस्य मोक्षम् जिजीविषेणाहमिहामुया किम् अन्तर्बहिश्चावृतभयोन्यः इच्छामि कालेन न यस्य विप्लवस् तस्यात्मलोकावरणस्य मोक्षम्. So we read I'll prefer to read word to word as well. So I'll read from my scene. Jiji Vishe, wish to live long. Na, not. Aham, I. Here in this life. Amuya, or in the next life. I do not wish to live upon being saved from this dangerous position. Kim, what is the value? Antaha, internally. Bahihi, externally. Cha, and. Avritaya, covered by ignorance. Ibhayonya, in this birth as an elephant. Ichchami, I desire. Kalena, because of the influence of time. Na, there is not. Yasya, of which. Viplavaha, annihilation. Tasya, that. Atmaloka avaranasya, from the covering of self-realization. Moksham, liberation. Word-to-word meaning, translation and purport by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. I do not wish to live any more after I am released from the attack of the crocodile. What is the use of an elephant's body, covered externally and internally by ignorance? I simply desire eternal liberation from the covering of ignorance. That covering is not destroyed by the influence of time. Purport. Just wanted to know, am I audible clearly? Prabhus? Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes,
Purport.
Prabhu, you're audible.
In this material world, every living entity is covered by the darkness of ignorance. Therefore, the Vedas enjoin that one should approach the Supreme Lord through the spiritual master, who is described and offered prayers in the Gautamiya Tantra as follows. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who, with the torchlight of knowledge, has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Although one may struggle for existence in this material world, to live forever is impossible. One must understand, however, that this struggle for existence is due to ignorance. For otherwise, every living being is an eternal part of the Supreme Law. So I repeat this powerful statement, which is most powerful in this purport for me. One must understand, however, that this struggle for existence is due to ignorance. For otherwise, every living being is an eternal part of the Supreme Law. There is no need to live as an elephant or man, American or Indian. One should desire only to achieve liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Because of ignorance, we consider every life offered by nature to be happy and pleasing. But in the degraded life within this material world, from the life of Lord Brahma down to that of an ant, no one can actually be happy. We are making so many plans to live happily, but there cannot be any happiness in the material world. However, we may try to make a permanent settlement in this life or that. Hare Krishna. So I had prayers before only. Traditionally, I should have been doing now. However, we'll first remember the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So here Prabhupada is saying torchlight of knowledge, right? So Bhagavatam's glory is, it is like sun in this age of Kali, which can work far more powerful than even torchlight. Of course, I'm not comparing with what Prabhupada is saying. So what is that verse which says about Krishne Swadhama Pagate Dharma Jnana Adivih Saha Kalau Nashtadashamesha Puranarko Dhunoditaha. So when Krishna personally left this world along with Dharma Jnana Adivih Saha. So entire Kali Yuga exactly began at that moment when Krishna left. And then Vedvya, and so much degradation happened. Then Vedvya wrote so many literature. He was also dissatisfied. But then he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam on instruction of Narada. Then he was satisfied, and then he manifested Srimad Bhagavatam. So that Bhagavatam is what? Kalau nashta drishamesha puranarko adhanandita. So just like the sun has risen, so this Purana in form of sun is rising to actually give light in the dark region of age of Kali. And more than that, nashta drishamesha means the vision is lost in this age of Kali. Kalau nashta drishamesha punararko adhanandita. So vision is recovered by sun. So this Bhagavatam is such glorious, and it is very systematically presented by Srila Shukdev Goswami and Vedvyas on instruction of Narada. However, Narada and Vedvyas also relished what was spoken by Shukdev. Right? So this Canto 8 is telling about a very important topic of Sharanagati in the entire context of Bhagavatam. So अत्र सर्ग विसर्गस्य स्थानं पोषणमूतः मन्वन्तरेशान कथा निरोधो मुक्तिराश्रय. So Bhagavatam has 10 topics. So first two cantos are like the prelude to Srimad Bhagavatam, which opens the door inside the Bhagavatam, where the adhikar of the speaker and the hearer is one door, first canto. The second canto is the sadhana tattva of Navavidha Bhakti, characterized by Shravanam. That is the second canto. And you get a specs to enter into Bhagavatam at the end of second canto. And third canto onwards, predominantly Sarga in the third canto, Visarga in the fourth canto, and so on. So that goes on, and it comes till eighth canto. So eighth canto, the topic is what? Manvantarani Sadharma. So Manvantarani Sadharma. So what does that mean? So in this eighth canto, the Sadharma is described. What is that Sadharma or Sanatana Dharma? Is pure unalloyed devotional service. And the essence of that practice is Sharanagati. And this very chapter is Prabhupada is titling as Gajendra's Prayer of Surrender. So in entire 8th canto, having known Uti, the inclinations in the 7th canto, I think you are going in sequence. So 7th canto, the inclinations, the Shubha and Ashubha inclinations of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad, and the mixed inclination of all of us human beings. So Varnashrama is explained in the last portion of the chapter. 7th canto. And then 8th canto begins with okay. What is the first step in bhakti is Sharanagati. So that Sharanagati is described in this entire canto, and there are different people who are surrendering with different motivations. Artha, Jidnyasu, Artharthi, Jnani, and pure surrender of Bali Maharaj, which will come eventually. So Gajendra's surrender is Artha, distressed. The Samudra Manthan Leela is Artharthi, the demigods are surrendering to Krishna. And there is Jnani, which will come at the end of this canto, is Satyavrat Muni. And Jigyasu is Lord Shiva, very curious to see the form of Mohini Murti. However, the pure surrender is described in Bali Maharaj episode, which is the most important. So that's how this canto is placed. And this particular chapter now, the Prakarana, or the story which is currently going on is Gajendra, which is very clearly depicting the power of surrender. So this Gajendra actually is Indradumna Maharaj in previous life, because he was meditating. He was a great king and great devotee, and he left everything and was meditating on the Supreme Lord. But I think Agastya Muni came and he didn't offer respect. It seems that he could detect in his meditation that someone has come, but he appeared to keep meditating. So Agasti could understand, and then he cursed him to become an elephant. So that's how he's coming here. So he has a background of Sharanagati. That's how he's able to surrender in the body of crocodile, body of elephant, with such beautiful, beautiful prayers, which are so much of lessons for all of us. So because he was devotee before. So that's how this Sharanagati is there. With that overall picture of this canto, now let us see what is in this particular chapter. Right? So this chapter began with the powerful verse, Evam Vyavasito Buddhya Samadhaya Manoruti Jajapa Paramam Japyam Prakjanmani Anashikshita. So this is clearly saying that he is able to remember what he had done previously. And he meditated with great focus on these prayers, which he would recite in the previous life. Right? So that's what is the very first verse. And second verse onwards, the prayer starts. But how does this remembrance came? So that is very clearly said in the 8.2.31. That how did such enlightenment come to him? Because he was fighting for a long time, isn't it? So he was losing his strength, sensual, mental, physical, bodily, all strengths were reducing. So at one point of time he understood. When the king of elements saw that he was helpless by fate, that could not save himself, that he could not save himself, and that this life was in danger, he thought for a long time and finally got intelligence. So Dadhyav imam buddhyam abhaya padyata, abhyapadyata. That's the word in 8.2.30. So there is a great essential principle which is connected to current purport here. That in calamity he contemplated, and because of that right contemplation, he got right intelligence from the Supreme Lord. So what is that right contemplation? That this calamity is because of my fate. So this is a very important aspect of Krishna consciousness. And this requires knowledge. And the whole purport of today is speaking about praying for liberation. And that is big, and that leads to removal of ignorance. So that is what is very essential, because with proper knowledge we can deal with the situations in our life. Because dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This world, like Gajendra, we also will get caught up with the crocodile of time. But what we do with that crocodile will depend upon what we understand and what we practice. Right? So that's what is connection. And then the beautiful prayer starts. So Krishna gave him that intelligence because of right disposition, right contemplation, that this is my karma. Right? So now his prayers overall are like from 2 to 10th verse, he offers beautiful prayers and respects to the Lord to be, he is giver of life, of everything in this material world. He is the source of all ingredients. He is constant witness of everything happening in this world. He is existing all the time. He is not understood by anyone. Very difficult to understand. And his activities are even more difficult to understand. But devotees can understand his activities. And he doesn't have material birth, activities. Arupaya ururupaya. With achintya shakti. So he says that. And then from 10 onwards, he is praying that, okay, I offer my respects to that Lord who is appearing as Paramatma, who is appearing as universal form, and he can be known by bhakti. process to attain Lord is bhakti. Satvena pratilabdhaya naishkarmena vipaschita, etc. 11th verse. So that is 11 to 30. And then 13 to 16 he describes Lord as Paramatma. How he reciprocates, how he is cause of all causes. Namo namaste akhila kana. And then 17 to 29 is describe Bhagavan aspect of Lord, which is known to devotees. So what is Brahman, what is Paramatma, what is Bhagavan? Is very important to understand in simple language. So Brahman means Lord is potency of everything in this world which I experience. Rasoham apsukamte, etc. From drinking water pleasure to the pleasure of dharmic sex life is the Supreme Lord. That potency understanding is Brahman. Paramatma is Lord of material world. And Bhagavan is Lord of spiritual world, who is Braja Jana Ranjana, Swayam Bhagavan. He has nothing to do with this material world in oneself. So that Bhagavan, to be as known to devotees, is described in 17 to 29. And 17 onwards, Lord is very beautiful verse, Madhur Prapanna Pashupasha Vimokshanaya, etc. So there, how he is explaining that Lord is constantly conscious and concerned about me and is capable to deliver me from my condition. He is not at all lazy. He is incessantly trying to deliver me and devising plans to deliver me. So this is the 17th verse. And then 18th he said, okay, Lord cannot be attained by those who are attached to graha vitta janeshu saktaya. Those who are attached, they cannot attain this. Whereas Lord is worshipped by devotees with material desires. Those who are artha, artharthi, jnani, and jigyasu. However, the Lord will be attained after many, many births. Right? So today only I was hearing from Rukmini Krishna Prabhu. He was quoting Bhakti Madhurya Govind Swami Maharaj, quoting Srila Prabhupada, that many of the devotees will go to Swarga. Like that Prabhupada, he was quoting Srila Prabhupada, saying that. So, because of the mixed motivations of practice. So that's what he is saying. That many devotees, they may worship Lord with material desires. That is 19th verse. And 20th verse is telling that pure devotees, that Supreme Lord, which is worshipped by pure devotees, so I should worship the devotees. Ekantino yasya na kanchanartham vanchanti evai bhagavat prapanna. Atyadbhutam taccharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra magna. So one should praise the Lord whose devotees do not desire anything. So this is the purpose of our ISKCON movement. What Prabhupada started is this, for pure unlocked devotional service, which will take us Golok Vrindavan. So this is what Gajendra is saying. And then from 22 to 24 is the exact understanding of Supreme Lord with nice analogies, which you must have discussed yesterday or the day before. That everything, buddhi, mind, senses, body, everything is manifestation of Supreme Lord. From Mahavishnu, everything comes and everything goes in him. So this is all created for our enjoyment. And this is all created if we remove ignorance, then to be engaged in Krishna's service. So that is the perfect understanding of 22 to 24. And now we are beginning the crescendo of his prayers actually. The 25th verse, which is today's verse. Lord may ask, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, having said all that, Lord may say that by these prayers you desire to be freed from crocodile, right? But in answer to that my Lord is being remembered so nicely, so wonderful understanding. So by this prayer you desire to be free from crocodile? So Gajendra is saying, no, my Lord, no. I desire to the Diji Visha. And then he speaks this particular verse. So what is the meaning of this verse? Jijishave naham iha muyakim Antarbahishchavrata ye bhayonya. So he's saying, e bhayonya. You can see the word to word meaning. This, what is this word exactly? Abhayo, ibhayoni means this elephant. Na aham, jijivishi, ibhayonya. I ichhami. I don't desire to live in this body of elephant. In this life or in next life. Or in next life means if you save me from this crocodile today, I don't want to continue to live like elephant. So Lord may say, what is the problem? That's why you prayed, right? He's saying, no, kim antataha bahi. What is use of this body of elephant? Because it is internally and externally completely covered by ignorance. So what is use of this body? And praying for protecting of this body. Okay, then what do you desire? Oh, I desire to destroy the ignorance. Because that ignorance, kalena, is saying, ichhami kalena nayasya viplavas. Because that ignorance is not gone just by changing the bodies. Ignorance is the only thing which time doesn't destroy. Everything else time destroys in this world. And ignorance are attachments which are born from ignorance. This is the only thing which cannot be destroyed by time. And that's what he's saying. Ichhami kalena na yasya viplavas. The time destroys anything and everything of this world, but not the ignorance. Tasyatma loka avaranasya moksha. My dear Lord, see, what I desire is, I don't just desire liberation from this elephant body. Because what is use? Elephant body is anyway going to be left at the time of death. So what is meaning of liberation? Actually, meaning of liberation here, Gajendra is teaching us, is liberation means actually liberation from subtle body. Because gross body, whether you want it to liberation or not, it will liberate you. Because you have to leave gross body one day. So that's the meaning of Tasya Atma Loka Avaranasya Moksha. So Prabhupada is using the word, I simply desire eternal liberation from covering of ignorance. So what is that covering of ignorance? Where is that covering of ignorance? It is there in subtle body. And liberation means liberation from subtle. That's what he is saying here. So that covering is not destroyed by the influence of time. And as Lord, as Paramatma, will help us to fulfill our desires in that subtle body. Right? Till the time we turn to Him, pray to Him, hear Him. But hearing Him is very difficult because there is so much of noise of material desires and attachments. So we can't hear Him. So He mercifully comes as spiritual master who speaks the same what Lord is speaking in the heart, but we are not able to hear. It's like mic, right? You put the mic in front of speaker and then it is amplified. So the spiritual master, so that's the thing which is Prabhupada is writing in the very first thing in his purport. Right? So, just a minute. Yeah. Prabhupada is writing about a very beautiful verse, right? Verse of Om Ajnanat Miramanas. So that part is spiritual master because we can't hear Parama. So spiritual master. So Sharanagati is the essential principle to be practiced. The whole canto is teaching that pure Sharanagati, not conditional surrender, but unconditional surrender. So, but Sharanagati to whom? The Supreme Lord, surely. But how can we surrender to Supreme Lord? We don't even know Him. Even if we know Him, we don't know how to surrender. So Mahaprabhu came to teach surrender. So, what is that? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jive Daya Kori Swaparshad Sviya Dhama Saha Avatari. It's very clear why Lord Chaitanya came with all his avatar, his dham. What he came for? Atyanta Durlabha Prem Kori Baridahan. He wants to give as charity the highest love of the Brajvasis, the most intimate love. Atyanta Durlabha Prem Kori Baridahan. He came to give the charity, but what is teaching us? Sikhaye Sharanagati Bhakatera Pran. So he came to teach Sharanagati, which is the life and soul of devotees. So the spiritual master is one whose life and soul is Sharanagati and is breathing Sharanagati, the Krishna. So only by surrendering to spiritual master we can begin our Sharanagati. That's how Prabhupada is quoting this verse here first. So Prabhupada is saying that in this material world, every living entity is covered by darkness of ignorance. So as I said, this covering is in subtle body. And that's why he's going on and on, going up and down and here and there. So one Vedas enjoin that one should approach the Supreme Lord through spiritual master. So this is essential. So elsewhere Prabhupada quotes that it is not an option. Tasmat gurum prapadyeta jigyasu shreyam uttamam. Shabde parecha nishnatam brahmani samashra. Or otherwise Prabhupada quotes that verse often. What is that? Tad vijnanartham saguruve eva vigachet. Samit pani. So means one must approach spiritual master with servitude and surrender to him. For what? Tad vijnanartham. The knowledge of the Supreme Lord. You can understand Brahman by your intelligence. You can understand Paramatma by your intuition. But you cannot understand Bhagavan by any of this. We have to surrender because Bhagavan is Achintya Shakti. That's what he was telling Gajendra. We have to surrender to Guru, who is completely Sharana, who's Prana. And he is also teaching the same thing through his personal example. So there is no option. But so many people also accept spiritual masters, right? But what should be the intention of approaching spiritual master? So this verse is very wonderfully telling that fact. That Lord is testing him that, okay, you want just to remove this crocodile, right? I can do that for you. But he's saying, no, my Lord, I don't want just that. So same situation of surrender is there in Bhagavad Gita in the very beginning. So Krishna, Arjuna is acting like a friend. And he expresses all his very wonderful logic, shastric, compassionate understanding of I'll not fight, in the first chapter. And in second chapter, he continues to speak as a friend. And Krishna says, why you are speaking like eunuch? So then he also speaks like friend. What you are saying, my lord? You are saying you shoot arrows at them. They are my, they are worshipable people for me. I should throw flowers at them, and you are telling me. So then he gets confused. After this, he gets confused in the 6th verse that I can't understand, my lord, whether, no, I do not know which is better, whether we should conquer them or conquer by them. So 6th verse he gets confused, and then 7th verse he surrenders. So actually confusion is a very important to actually surrender. And to refine our surrender also, not that one day you surrender. Actually, surrender is a process, or initiation is a process of surrender. Actually. And Prabhupada writes that initiation is not an event of getting a new name. Initiation is a process of surrender, which begins with Adav Shraddha and beginning practices of chanting minimum of 16 rounds and following 4 legs. to become Atma Samarpan, right? Like Atma Nivedan, like Bali Maharaj, offering everything. So Sharanagati is a process, initiation is a process of surrender. So it's not one day, 1 year, it's constant. Refining, deepening, purifying. So seventh verse, so confusions and inquiries in our day-to-day life are essential to refine our surrender. So seventh verse is surrendering. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava, etc. But he is saying that actually I have overcome with lack of understanding. Karpanya means I am not able to understand I am spirit soul. So that's what is definition of kripana, as given in Upanishad. So that's why I am not able to do my duty also. Swabhava. And I am completely confused whether I should fight or not. So please tell me decisively and conclusively, give some permanent solution, and which will bring definite result. So Krishna may say that, okay, why you want to break our relationship of friend, Then he says, no. I am your disciple. Shishyasteham shadimam tam. I am surrendered unto you. Now I am no more friend for currently. Now I am surrendered to you. But still Krishna doesn't actually start speaking Bhagavad Gita, right? What Krishna says further, see, why you want to break this relation? You are very knowledgeable. You know the scriptures. So you approach Vedvyas. There are so many sages here. But Krishna, the 8th verse of this Bhagavad Gita, Nahi prapashyami maha mamam panadyat yacho kamachoshana indriyana, etc. So I do not see what can remove this sorrow which is drying up my senses. Even by attaining an unrivaled prosperous kingdom on earth, sovereignty over devas, I cannot dispel this sad. So why Lord is testing him? He's doing Sharanagati for sake of temporary benefits. So Lord is telling, this is all Baldev Vidyabhushan, whom Prabhupada quoted, dedicated. So Lord says that actually see, now you are disturbed, right? So now if you fight, when you win, your lamentation will go. Then he says, no, my Lord, that won't go. So that's why he speaks the 8th verse. Even if I win and attain Punya and Swarga, and even if I lose, this lamentation won't go. So please tell me how fighting is beneficial. So please enlighten me to convince me that doing my duty in current situation is beneficial. So actually, this is the motivation of surrender. So this is what here Lord is testing. That you want to become free from crocodile, okay? No, I don't want. I want to be freed from this entire, ignorance on me. I want to serve you. That kind of body I want. It elephant body, I can't do Navida Bhakti also properly. So that's what is the point. So the Sharanagati has to have proper motivation. So same thing here, Lord is testing. And he is very clearly saying, please dispel ignorance. And this is what we approach the spiritual master with. So what? Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shreyam Uttamam. Means what? He is inquisitive, but inquisitive for what? Dealing with the issues of his life and of so many things. No, he wants Shreyam Uttamam. Means he wants eternal happiness. So seriously desires eternal happiness, like the Prabhupada says. That person should surrender to Guru. So that's what is the first thing which Prabhupada is quoting. And actually our day begins with gratitude to Guru. To the degree we are able to see with what he says in his lectures, or Gurus I would say, but that is better, because Guru Tattva is one, and Gurus always reveal the truth of the scriptures because they know the way, they go the way, and they show the way. So they show, so gurus, we try to see the world and deal with the world with what we hear. Then there will be the experience of this Ajnanatimirandus or Samsara Davanala, what we sing in the morning. So Prabhupada is going further to say that one must understand, however, that this struggle for existence is due to ignorance. See, the struggle for existence is there because we are misidentifying with something which we are not. Just like this elephant only, no? Prabhupada gives that example of fish, small tiny fish, which has taken shelter of water. He has no fear. But if an elephant goes there, he will have a problem there because it's foreign for him. So, similarly in this world, we are in foreign place, Prabhupada says. Original place is taken shelter of Krishna and live there. So why struggle for existence is there? Because of ignorance, because of upadhi, because of misidentification. As Prabhupada is saying, I am an elephant, I am an American, I am Indian, I am brahmachari, etc. So struggle is there. So as soon as one works on giving up this misidentification, the struggle reduces. Or I would say the struggle reduces and the struggle is happy. Happily struggling. That's what is a devotee is. Because he is trying to execute the order of Guru. So he is struggling but happily. And as he progresses, the struggle minimizes in the stages of bhakti. So as long as false ego is there, there is struggle for material existence. And as long as false ego is gone, there is no material existence. There is only material world. That's all. Material existence means you experience the Tritav and get affected by it. But more we give up the false ego by serving Guru, glorifying Guru, and taking pleasure in glorifying Hari Guru Vaishnavas, then there is no struggle for existence. The existence is to joyfully struggle to serve Krishna and please Krishna and help others to struggle happily in Krishna consciousness. So that's what Prabhupada. So, but one must understand this. So there is first understanding, then there is application, and there is realization. This is Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. So the first thing is to understand. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. And that we can, when we approach the transcendental sound coming from Guru Sadhu Shastra with respect and regularly. Anudinam and what is the other thing? Adarat. When you receive the transcendental sound of Harikatha and Harinam, or Bhagavatam and Harinam, which is the part of Srila Prabhupada's program, just stick to it, that's all. But Adarat and Anudinam means trying to do it without offense, understanding the offense, and Anudinam means regularly. Prabhupada says everyday attendance in Bhagavatam class. As many of you are here now, 41 devotees are wonderful, that is. Even online, offline, whatever it is. If we are engaged in this, then one naturally will understand and would be inspired to apply. And as one starts applying, the struggle reduces. So that's what he is telling. And so I'm sorry, it's 5:37 now. So till what time I'm supposed to go? Anyone can say 5:40 or 5?
Yeah, you can 10 more minutes, Prabhuji.
So around 5:50 or 5:45.
Yeah, for 5:50. You can take questions also, Prabhuji.
Yes, that's why I was thinking. We can keep some time for questions. So I'll go till as 5:50 would be okay.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So that's what I was telling, that we have to, for struggling also, devotees have to situate themselves properly. We want to surrender, we have to situate ourselves properly in the place we can surrender, or the environment where we can surrender, or the situation where we can surrender. The same Srila Prabhupada writes here that we have to continue fight with Maya. Whether challenges come in our life or not, like Gajendra, elephant and crocodile. So Prabhupada is quoting a sannyasi, even he finds a challenge, he can get married and continue the fighting with Maya. Because if it is inappropriate. So what is the important point there is right knowledge is required to recognize right place of Sharanagati and struggle in Krishna consciousness. So that is one of the important lessons of this whole episode. That we situate ourselves in proper situation where our sensual, mental, physical strength increases. Right? So one has to situate it in right ashrama, right varna, right engagements, right occupations, as much as possible in this age of Kali. Right? To continue to fight with Maya. It's not very easy to fight with Maya. Gopa says that devotee declares war against Maya. Can you imagine? So we have to, and where is this fight happening? Actually, it's happening within actually. So next point, what Prabhupada is saying, having said about the essential aspect of surrender to Guru with right motivations, and then to properly understand after hearing from him that this struggle for ignorance is superfluous. It is not, it is all happening for my body, not for me at all. And then Prabhupada is saying that one should desire only to achieve liberation from cycle of birth and death. So this aspiration is very important. However, what is meaning of liberation for Gaudiya Vaishnava? So this liberation is not the liberation of general terminology. So it's a liberation where one serves Supreme Lord in Golokunda. That's what Prabhupada came for from Vrindavan. So it is not, so this desire is very important because that aspiration can create consistent seriousness and sincerity in our practices. So as we try to understand the Vani of Guru and Gurus, then and Shastra, so we can intensify our this desire. And one more thing to understand, which Prabhupada ends this purport with, is what happens if we don't desire liberation? Then what we'll try to adjust in this material world. And this is the game of material world. Adjust, change, midlife crisis, those who are, everyone, the materialist, they are trying to change. That's what Prabhupada is saying. We are making so many plans to live happily, but there cannot be any happiness in the material world. So this is the conviction of pure devotees. So unless we associate with them, hear from them, serve them, we cannot get this conviction. It's a very deep conviction. I can just speak it. I have not realized this. There's no happiness in material world. So Prabhupada says that with great conviction in his lectures. So, but we make plans. So what Prahlad Maharaj says, stop. You want to become happy in this material world, stop trying to become happy in this material. So stop trying to planning to become happy in this material. So that is the last point. And then, not then, just before that, he is just quoting the spectrum of material world, right from Brahma down to an ant. Everyone is doing the same thing, but no one can be actually happy. Why? Because there is mixture of happiness in this material, although you desire. So, Lada Tapa Kari Mishra Tvai no gunavarjite. So that is what is the fact of this Dukkhala Ashashvata word. So that's how Srila Prabhupada is brilliantly explaining how we should proceed. Take lesson from Gajendra and do Sharanagati and refine Sharanagati, deepen Sharanagati. And Sharanagati actually is like my spiritual master had come here. He was speaking and glorifying who is that? Shuklambar Brahmachari in a Vitrasur episode. So Vitrasur is the Sharanagat Bhakta. So he was telling eventually that actually, so Indra is fighting with Vitrasura. Indra is a mixed devotee and Vitrasura is a pure devotee. So he is also telling, Are you kill me and you rot in the material world, I will go back to Godhead. So what he was saying was that all our Navvida Bhakti is not actually Bhakti unless we are having the mood of Sharanagati. Why? Because that makes it pure unalloyed devotional service, which is accepted by Guru and Krishna in truth, which is pleasing to them. So for play, completely depending on Krishna and for pleasure of Krishna is the essence of Sharanagati Bhava. And that's what is essential. So it's like a tulsi. You make wonderful offerings for Krishna. But if tulsi is not there in that, will Krishna accept it? No. So that Sharanagati Bhava of tulsi, which we keep eventually, but the Sharanagati Bhava has to be there right in the beginning and it should refine. And that refinement happens, which is described in Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratukulyasya Varjanam Rakshishaseti Vishwaso Goptutve Varnam Tatha Atmanikshepa Karpanya Shadvidasana. So the crescendo of Sharanagati is Atmanikshepa Karpanya. These are the refined depth of Sharanagati, where person becomes completely. Nikshepa means he offers, just as the satellite is put in the orbit, right? So like that, he throws himself along with his body, mind, words to Krishna's service. That is Atmanikshepa. And Karpanya is complete Dainya. So it's a very high level of consciousness of pure unalloyed devotees. So this Saranagati should move in this properly in our practices. Otherwise, Krishna accepts only pure devotional service. So that's what. So because we offer through spiritual master, Krishna accepts it. So that's why we have to do Sharanagati to spiritual master. And the goal of our practice should be Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariyai or na Kari Humane Ash. And sticking to that, developing, like Prabhupada says, the test of devotional service and the taste which we develop to execute the instruction of Guru is the test of our devotional service. So that's what is the proper progress in our Krishna consciousness. So Gajendra here is teaching us these things of pure Sharanagati by saying that please destroy my ignorance. And this ignorance is destroyed gradually as one makes progress through the stages of bhakti. And complete ignorance is destroyed when one attains bhava. What is that? Vidyante hridaya grandhi, chiddante sarva samshaya, kshiyante chasya karma. So that is what is. So rajas and tamas and all that is gone. And the process is what? In essence, nityam bhagavata sevaya. We serve person Bhagavat with great dedication and pure intention. This Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. And we serve book Bhagavatam by respectfully, inoffensively participating in Shravanam, the process of Shravanam, with Shraddha, with desire to accept Varana, and with humility. So Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya is the way to progress. So I just summarize what I spoke is I just gave the overall picture of this entire Bhagavatam, and the 8th canto is teaching us Sharanagatis. Sad Manvantarani Shaddharmata. All 8 Manvantara or 14 Manvantaras or whatever 7 has happened, Sharanagati is the only thing which is taught all throughout and nothing else. Things keep on changing, but this is the Saddharma is Sharanagati. And there are so many processes. And then we zoomed into Gajendra's prayers. And how did he get this intelligence? Because he was devotee before and he knew. So as soon as you deal with calamity in bhakti with right contemplation of Tattenukampam, then we get right. And then we saw the overview of prayers, and he expressed his understanding based on his previous life of Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is approached by Sharanagati. So I want to destroy ignorance, which is not destroyed by time. This is the message of this verse. I don't want to live as elephant. I want to destroy this ignorance so that I can engage in bhakti. And the acharyas say that this ignorance cannot be removed by study of scriptures and scholarship. No, by mercy of Lord coming through pure devotees only we can understand and remove the ignorance fully. By Sharanagati to the Sharanagat Bhaktas. So that's the summary of what I tried to speak. So if there are some questions and if there is a time for questions, devotees may express. I will try to reflect something on that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare
Does
Krishna.
anyone has any question or clarification?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class, and very nicely you gave a good recap of the whole the prayers, and it very nicely compared also with Bali Maharaj and some other pastimes you said. So it was very nice to relate also. And yes, we have questions, means like we have the hand raise.
2 hands are up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vasundhara Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandar pranams to you.
No.
Very, what do I say, insightful session. Just that, I'm filled with lot of ignorance. I mean, I was not able to understand completely. Hence the questions. If you feel the questions weird, please ignore Prabhuji. He spoke about confusion, bewilderment, confusion. It what leads to one getting to the stage of Sharanagati, surrenderance. Is it my understanding right, Prabhuji? That's what you related the position of Arjuna surrendering to Krishna. So, in your fight, a person like me, a fallen soul like me, uh, so do you mean to say a person, I mean, practicing sadhaka, unless he confronts with challenges leading to bewilderment, confusion, he will not be able to surrender? Or is it that a sadhaka practicing to at some stage, because end of the day the Navavida Bhakti processes have Atma Nivedana as the surrenderance stage, the 9th stage. So gradually the sadhaka gets to that stage. I'm little confused, Prabhuji. Would you mind throwing some light here? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, yes. So your question is very enlightening. So thank you very much for this question. So as I said, Mataji, you correctly said everything. Just Sharana, as I said, Sharanagati is a process and it's defined over the years, over the lifetimes, over the decades, over the days, whatever, depending on the person. So Atma Nivedan is crescendo of surrender, actually.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So coming to confusion, so
Ah.
this confusion or bewilderment is the purpose of this material world. The person starts questioning why it is happening with me. And devotees can get that in different stages of their life. And that is the test which will pass and then go to the next level of surrender. Just as in school, there is a test, and if we pass, then we go to the next test. So these are the things. That's how we approach Guru with great feeling, actually, that I am confused here. Please enlighten me. And that confusion can happen at all levels. Now, just in current context, I am saying that, there is something happening in ISKCON, right? So people are confused, who is right, So confusion can come at different levels. So that's how I said that confusion or bewilderment, the accepting it, expressing it, is a great sign of sincerity.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
and it's
Prabhuji,
get us to surrender properly.
right. So now you're talking about, you brought in the example of the confusion happening between the ISKCON bodies. I mean, for
I
a
don't want to
sadhaka
enter
like
into
us.
that
No,
topic
no,
here.
I'd want to get into that. Neither I'm interested,
Thank you.
Prabhuji.
Thank
For
you
me,
so
what
much.
is interested is that belief in Srila Prabhupada ye, as a spiritual master who we have surrendered to him, because of him is the ISKCON. It's not that because of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is there. It's the other way around, right? So for sadhakas like us, end of the day, people with not so much of maturity levels, they lose the faith. But people with maturity levels, they have the faith in Guru and Krishna and spiritual master and Krishna. So they, what they would do is that, irrespective whatever could be the way the bodies are fighting or challenging against each other, for practicing sadhaka, what is important is that the utmost unalloyed faith in Srila Prabhupada, his words, his Vani, and Krishna's instructions, and complete surrenderance unto the spiritual master to show him her the path to reach the ultimate goal. So from that perspective is what I was looking at. End of the day, it's no point going to correct the scenarios here, because we are not at all in that particular authoritative level to get to that discussion, neither
Actually,
get into
Mataji, I'm
corrective measures.
sorry. I want to stop you here because we don't want to enter into that
Yeah,
right now.
so
What to
that's what I
do?
was
We are
trying to,
trying to understand Gajendra here.
yes. So
Yes.
since you brought it, Prabhuji, see, for a sadhaka like me, I don't need even get into that high level talks, Prabhuji. For me, what is important is that I don't even get into that confusion. Leave it to the feet, leave it unto the feet of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna to get into that. For me, what is important is my sadhana, unalloyed faith in the system,
Thank you.
and
Thank you so
continuation to
much.
reach the
Perfect.
ultimate goal. So,
Perfect.
Prabhuji, sorry, Prabhuji, I mean, since you brought it, I just thought, is that the right way to get to this, what do you call, go through this, sail through this situation? That was my question there. The
Yes.
other question I had, Prabhuji.
No, wait.
Huh.
There are one more hand is up, so we'll take that question before.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Before that, I want to make one statement,
Huh.
which I am trying to practice is, first, I want to fight my battle within my heart.
As,
That's
huh.
all. That's all. That's my focus.
Okay.
Whether I'm fighting battle within, then
Huh.
there is no battle without.
Right.
Battle. So that's my focus, and it's easier said than done in this age of internet. So focus on my personal service to my gurus and my situation, and that's it. That's it, and nothing else is required. Everything else is happening. Krishna is sanctioning. So that is my comment, and I would request you can come. We can come back to your another question. I think we can go to other Mataji or
Sure,
Hemang.
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank
Is
you,
it
Hare
okay?
Krishna. Absolutely, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hari
Very
bol.
good.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes, as I said, we have to first fight with the battle of our mind and heart, means like whatever. So the thing is, like every day we sit for chanting and we are fighting with the mind, so not to go away, and we are bringing it. So first we'll have to get succeeded in that. So then we can think of others what's happening around us. So if we succeed that, then everything will fall under its place. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that conclusion. And next we'll have Hemangi Gopeshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask the question. Thank you, Prabhuji, brilliant class. I'll have to hear it again. My question, if I correctly
Actually, I am
understand.
very sorry to take a technical class which was very difficult to grasp for many devotees. So I beg forgiveness for that.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
Prabhu, it was
Mataji.
very
Oh,
good. So many points. It's just my Yoga mind. I can't remember everything and understand quickly. Um, So, if I correctly understood, you had mentioned that we should be, coming out of this false ego, which I understand is that we should think that I am a spirit soul, not this body, and give up all the designations. But Prabhu, when I'm in the class, I understand this part, but as soon as I get to my work, my designation, my hat comes right on my head immediately. So how to kind of practice this when actually I am working and under certain designation?
okay. So we are saying that if I understood you correctly, that when we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or in association of devotees, we are very much clear about who we are and act accordingly. However, when we get into our duties and responsibilities, etc., then it becomes little difficult to be. So how do we increase that, right? Is it
Yeah,
right
yes, Prabhu. Yes.
understanding, Mataji? Okay, so few thoughts about it, because as I said in the class, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So which you are already doing, just continue to do. Only thing is that Bhagavatam consciousness will increase. The holy name and holy fame will go within gradually, and then that will pervade into your day gradually. The more you respectfully, inoffensively take in, the more it will enter into all of other day activities. So this is number one foundational thing. Number two, little technical, but I would like to share. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam only, where Bhagavatam speaks about ahankar very clearly. So I don't know, you have been, this class is going on from first canto, now you are into eighth canto.
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. So that's amazing. So you have gone through Kapila Shiksha. So Kapila speaks very beautifully about this. So Sushti Leela is very important to understand. The third canto topic is that one. So Sushti Leela, what is the purpose of Sushti Leela? Is to understand this ahankar properly and get rid of it. So there is Baddha Sushti Leela and Mukta Sushti Leela, right? So that's why we have to understand the disease clearly, right? What is this disease? What are the symptoms of this disease? And then we can deal with the disease, right? So there is a symptoms and there is a disease like a tumor. So tumor cannot be known, cannot be seen by us because it's beyond intelligence. But symptoms can be seen in our thought, words, and actions, right? So this ahankar is to be understood. So through Kapila Shiksha, what is the pressure which I feel of the ahankar? You are saying na, that false ego acts. So pressure of false ego, hunger of false ego, we cannot satisfy that. Prabhupada is using this terminology actually. By changing people, changing situation, changing services, changing atmosphere, changing temple. No, we can't change, we can't solve that problem. The problem has to deal within, right? So if one is taking great delight in my possessions or my activities or my knowledge, so that feeling is there, this is all ahankar. And what is humility is to become free from this influence. So such thoughts come in our mind, right? Isn't it? If you honestly think, so as soon as when they are appearing, then we should try to rectify. So as I told, it's an internal cultivation. While externally we are engaging in our duties, responsibilities. So, so that is number one, or rather number two. And number three is you are talking about occupation, which is or the duties which are not in association of devotees in the outside world, like that, or in general.
My duty is outside the devotee association, Prabhu,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
world. Yeah.
So there, yeah. So we have to be very focused and dutiful and responsible. and dealing with the people. So that's how we delight and take association of devotees, and that carries us there. There we are responsible, dutiful, and just return. Rather, we don't take there because they are filled with all this, and they will, what you can say, it's like fortify and reinforce that false ego by all these talks and all the interactions, all the vibrations. Everything will be that, right? So we have to be careful, like going with this quote of nice morning program, like the Chavanprash example is there given in India. So you eat Chavanprash, then you get a very nice covering by which no one enters. So that is our regular practice, and gradually by prayers and service to spiritual masters, Krishna willing, it will minimize. So these are few thoughts, Mataji. I don't know if it helps.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very helpful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that. So every day, actually, when we chant also, so before we chant or after we chant, as soon as we chant, we should not, when we go to, means like we finish the chanting and we just hang on the beat bag and we are going to the material world, right? We are fighting with them. So, and somewhere I hear that instead of going and coming and wearing the bulletproof jacket, before going to this material world, facing this material world, wear the bulletproof jacket, which is known as chanting. So, so when we do the chanting, so that is the bulletproof jacket for us, which will save us when we enter into this material world or our karmic activities, whatever we are going to do for the rest of the day. So, thank you so much, Prabhuji, with your understanding and realizations. Also, it was very helpful for us. And at last, we have one hand raise. Shivakumar Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Thank you.
Kumar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams, Prabhu. Thank you for the insightful class, Prabhu, today. So, Prabhu, one question, Prabhu. You talked about we need to kind of realize that there is no pleasure in this world and we cannot go on making plans in this world. So, on that point, Prabhu, Prabhupada multiple times reiterates that point that desire is a symptom of a living entity and we cannot be without desires, but we just need to dovetail the desires in service of Krishna. So,
Yes.
So my question, Prabhu, generally the material desires are centered around my swabhava. Whereas when I take up the bhakti, it seems how I want to attain the lotus feet of Krishna is also seem to be decided by Krishna in the sense that he is putting me through, taking me through a path which is a lot different from my skills and experience or my comfort zone in terms of my swabhava or nature, Prabhu. So, and it seems a lot of struggles are also coming up from that front. And in which case, I wanted to understand when we say the desire has to be dovetailed, how could I dovetail the desire when the path that I have to journey or traverse towards Krishna is outside of my comfort zone in terms of my swabhava or nature, Prabhu.
Yeah. So, if I understood your question correctly, is that so actually Swabhava, what do you mean by Swabhava in essence? Means just so that I can express myself.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. So basically, my nature is more of introvert. I contemplate, I think through and analyze and see why something is happening to me and things like that, Prabhu. Versus the path that Krishna takes me seems outside, pulling me outside of that zone, trying to more be an extrovert, interact more with the people, move more into the people and things like that, Prabhu.
Yeah. So I can answer in principle, as I said in the class also, that we have to locate ourselves properly to fight with the battle, right? Prabhupada said that. If we are elephant, better fight on the land. And if we are crocodile, then better fight in the water. So we have to choose the battlefield where our strength increases or at least doesn't decrease, And so sure enough, there is a opportunity of engaging our Swabhava in Krishna's service. Actually, that's the whole point in Bhagavad Gita. And that's what Guru Maharaj does actually. Gurus, like Dhruva Maharaj section, Srila Prabhupada says that Guru sees particular disciple and sees how he can be engaged in Krishna's service. And then he tells him in public, he says, you do this, you do this. So this is means it's a combined effort to please Krishna. So certainly we have to identify and engage our swabhava, because this is, I would say, this is second discover yourself. The first discover yourself is I am not this body, I am spirit soul. Second discover yourself is I am not this body, I am spirit soul, but I am in this body right now. Gross and subtle. And subtle I have to be. So I have to engage that in Krishna's service. So what is it? I am not going by the whole world is going here, there. No. Who am I and how I can engage nicely in Krishna's service? And Krishna's system is that Guru engages disciple in things which he can do properly. So this is natural principle of Krishna consciousness, to inspire and engage, not to hire and fire, right? And so that's the no. Maybe emergency times you can do anything which is needed, but that doesn't go for long. Now, Apad Dharma is for Apad only. It's like temple construction is happening, or you understand the initial phases are different. But it should not go on for life, because we are not just running a small, we have to go life, whole life we have to walk. So both sides are there too. So recognizing and so what I feel is that dotaling is done by mature superiors who are trying to inspire and engage us in Krishna's service. The spiritual masters. So best way is Guhyam Akyati Pruchati. You express your heart to whom you feel and exalted devotees, and whom you feel that they can understand you, they visit your place or not. Because that's way, because if I think I can dovetail and you take decision, that is not the best thing, because Anugatya is very important in Bhakti. Okay, so these are few thoughts, Prabhu. And now I have to rush actually. So I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Does that help in any way, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. It is very helpful, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yes, Prabhu. Relevant, Prabhu.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Do you have time or?
Actually, what is the challenge? I would love to continue discussion, because such very sincere inquiries are coming. However, at the same time, I have class at 7 o'clock and I have not prepared anything about it.
Okay,
So
fine.
So please forgive me. And if devotees are okay, they may write a question to you or whatever on WhatsApp group. You may send me. I will try to do some service if they are okay.
Okay, sure, Prabhu.
And
Thank
please
you so
forgive
much.
me. I can't.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
No issues, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So it was a very wonderful discussion. The Q&A discussion also was very helpful, and means like your realizations and your answers to all the questions was very helpful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, and dear devotees.
There are
And
Prabhupada's disciples, I think, na? Lalita Mataji and
yes,
Guru.
yes, Prabhu.
Please accept my
Lalita Mataji
humble
and
senses. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Actually, I'm sorry. Last time, now I remembered. So, actually, comments and things from them should be the first thing to happen, actually. So,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Lalitangi Mataji. Sorry, Mataji, please go ahead.
Lalita Mataji, you want to say something?
I just want to say that when he said that we just have to happily struggle in Krishna consciousness, that struck me, made me feel so uplifted, because we're all in the same boat. We have to struggle while we're still in this body, but happily struggling to be Krishna conscious and in Krishna consciousness really affected me very, very wonderfully. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please bless me that I struggle like that. Continue. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, Shamagari Mataji, do you want to say something?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very excellent class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And please keep in touch, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, all of you, please bless me. All of you are mothers for me, so that I can serve Guru and Krishna and Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We want your association in future also. Please come frequently on the call and give us nice enlightening class as today and every day. Means like every time when you come. So dear devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Samarpana Gopa Prabhuji ki
जय
Prabhuji, pranam.
नित्यानंदा
Gauranga, Nityananda.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Thank you everyone for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam
Hare
class. We'll meet tomorrow. Hari